Wasn't Wayne there? That's the question everybody wants.
I talked to Wayne yesterday, man, and I talked to Wayne the morning before, right? You know what I mean? The morning before the verses, and Shorty wasn't feeling good, man. You know what I mean? So cause he had a concert at Dre's the same night, and he canceled that as well. You know what I mean? And Swizz was, even hurt behind it, right? You know what I mean? Because for real, that's the reason Swizz pulled the trigger on it. You know what I mean? Because Wayne, agreed,
I heard Wayne
right?
orchestrated the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, come on. I mean, Shorty, you know what I'm saying? Like, Shorty, Shorty, he muscle, right? You know what I'm saying? He got muscle, right? So, but, yeah, man, I think it was, Shorty wasn't feeling good because he definitely was supposed to be there. You know what I mean? So, he told me that, he wasn't feeling good and, he had to go to the hospital or something like that. You know what I mean? So, people be thinking that it was, whatever. But at the end of the day, like I told him, man, we ain't spring chickens no more, man. You know what I mean? So, you got to make sure, man, your health and, you know what I'm saying, in order and, get your rest, man. You've been running 35 years strong.
We'll get to see Wayne on the tour.
Huh?
If the tour happens with No Limit, Cash Money, we'll get to see Wayne.
I mean, that I can't answer that. You know what I mean? Like I really can't answer that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shorty people don't. I would love to see him out there with us. You know what I'm saying, on the tour. And I don't think that Shorty will turn on the bag that's on the table. But then them. They already rich forever. You feel what I mean? I'm playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to clock it all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we'll see.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a link in the description where you can watch the clip at the beginning in full for Breakfast Club. Is BG pulled up this morning for an interview, and this is the first time that I'm hearing from somebody who was out in Vegas on the stage, a part of the show, giving an explanation of why Lil Wayne was not there. Because the way I took it, the way that I perceived it, the way he got promoted, that he would be there and he would be part of the show. Now, I'll say this right here. Wayne said that he was sick. Nah, BG did say that he canceled the other show out in Dre's that night. For y'all that don't know, that's a venue and a club out there in Las Vegas as well. So that could be a thing where bro was feeling a little bad. But this was a very big moment for them to all be on stage, not just for the culture, but most definitely for New Orleans. Whereas, we've seen issues they've had in the past. Now, Turk is most definitely going to respond to this as well. We know how Turk going to get out because Turk has been saying other things, and Turk has his explanation. It has his situation going on with BG and then Baby and everybody else. So he going to have an explanation for this. Other people, other rumors, I don't know where they was coming from, but people were strongly suggesting that Wayne was not rocking with everybody, and that also they was also suggesting that Wayne wasn't going to perform if all the Hot Boys was not going to be there as one entire unit. Now, he talked about the Cash Money and No Limit situation. I don't know about that as well. I don't see Wayne doing that, keeping it all the way 100, because Wayne be having so much going on as a solo individual artist. He might feel like he too big to be on the stage with a whole he might pull up to some dates, though. Just like the Cash Money tour, he's not on all the Cash Money dates. He's not on all the Cash Money events that they have, and he doesn't go to all the venues with them, but certain ones, I think the ones that Live Nation does, because they have like two separate type tours going on. They pop out at different events. Wayne will make the bigger ones that are that attractive. But like BG said right there, hey, bro, them niggas is already rich. I'm trying to go ahead and get it all how I can. I got to get every dollar. Them niggas can afford to turn money down and things that they might not want to pull up to. It might be a little strenuous on their schedule. They ain't got to go to it. But if they got a bag for me and the bag right, I am there. Now, when it also covered this Swizz Beatz, as they said, Lil Wayne is the one that pulled the trigger on it. I do know that Lil Wayne and Swizz Beatz are very tight. Lil Wayne has spoke on that in the past, how Swizz Beatz showed him a lot of love when he was going through a situation with his taxes and Cash Money. Swizz Beatz was sending them beats, keeping them working, just showing them love, keeping them in the studio. And then he also spoke about how Jay-Z had helped him out with the taxes as well and helped him get his finances together in that situation. So he's always said that, hey, man, Swizz Beatz is my guy. Swizz Beatz, I rock with Swizz Beatz. And that's why when I seen Versus, I instantly thought that Lil Wayne would be there, because I said this has got Swizz Beatz' name tied to it. Lil Wayne gonna be there for sure. And that's why I made the prediction that Cash Money would win the Versus overall. But whole different type of situation played out where they did not win the Versus at all. I feel like No Limit took it hands down, but getting in the end, I do feel like Cash Money got certain rounds because of the fact the songs that they played was just hits and things like that. But as far as the way that they put it together, came as a unit, everybody was in unison. They all had on, they took us back to that era. Everybody had on camouflage. They all stayed on the stage together the whole time as a group, bouncing. Everybody looked like they was part of the show. They wanted to be entertained. I mean, they wanted to entertain and they wanted to be there. And then also on the other side with Cash Money, it was like everybody came out individually. They came out as like solo acts. We kind of our own guys. We all got our own certain type of fits. And I said from day one, man, they were supposed to come out with the white tees on, man. That's how they should have hit the stage and stuff. Cash Money, they did their stuff. I grew up on them. It was still a great show on the Cash Money side. I feel like BG did a good job as well. Birdman was entertaining overall. And also, I do got to say this, man. Most definitely prayers up to Young Bleed. I have not got the latest update. The latest update I got from the Versus was Young Bleed was in ICU. As I don't know exactly what happened, so I don't know the report roll, but they did say he had a health thing. I was getting certain stuff that they were saying, but I don't want to report that incorrectly. But I do know that he is in ICU. Everybody was sending the prayers. Young Bleed, he most definitely was turned up with the how you do that there. Rock the stage, tore the stage down. I remember that song when that song hit back in the day. Baton Rouge, salute, man. Young Bleed most definitely showed up and showed out. It was dope to see him there. Mac, I got some information out this Versus as well. Never knew that Mac was on that song with Mercedes. And then also with Mercedes, I had just learned some years ago that that was her song on Cash Money. I never knew that. Didn't know anything about that. Like, I've been hearing that song since a kid, and she had some complaints because she was not included in the show. But we ended up finding out that Versus did not contract her to be on the show. So it's a lot that went on with this, but most definitely prayers up to Young Bleed. This was part of a nigga childhood. Both sides, Cash Money and I just seen the clip the other day where Master P had shouted out Birdman back in the day. And he shouted out Birdman and Cash Money and back in the day at an award show. So we'll just see what happens with everything. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all think BG, is he right? Is he correct? What's really going on? Shout out to BG. Shout out to everybody, man. Stay on your pivot, more coming.